Forget everything you know about young adult, because today we'll see 10 young adult books that will shatter your expectations and prove that age doesn't dictate quality. These books are on par with adult fantasy and in some aspects even surpass them, starting with a series where fairy tale collides with reality and nothing is quite as it seems in the Once Upon a Broken Heart world by Stephanie Garbus. Her prose, it's almost lyrical, it's not purple prose, but it's certainly beautiful. The dialogues that the characters had are usually full of banter, and what makes this story so perfect for me,
it's not actually the first book, but the second.
It's a masterpiece.
I stayed all night reading it. I cried, I sobbed, I was mad with the book. What makes it so engaging is that these characters are cursed, and the main hook of this series is that the main male character cannot kiss our main girl because otherwise she will die. Welcome to a world where legends come to life and where ancient magic and modern secrets collide. With Legendborn by Tracy Deonn follows the story of Brianna. She is just coping with the death of her mom, and one night she discovers that there's magic. From that moment onwards, she will find herself in this mission of untangling the truth, discovering this secret Arthurian society. Really impactful because it touches on very deep and profound topics, starting with grief and different coping mechanisms to also racism. The world building it's here has nothing to envy an adult fantasy book. There's a lot going on with different types of magic combined in here. There's this secret society with the different science. There's a bunch of different characters. It really pays off. In a world consumed by flames, two young warriors must rise up to fight for their destiny. And as the fire rages on, loyalties will be tested and hearts will be broken with the Aurelian Cycle by Rosaria Munda. It's heartbreaking to see that a lot of people does not know this book because it's smart, it's deeply political, describes the aftermath of a revolution. It really is an essay of how the society works and how far will you go and how long will you stand your ground.
You will stand your ground.
There's a friends to something in this book which is very precious. It's not my favorite trope at all, and in here it's done in a way that it's so heartbreaking and masterfully. It's a story full of drama, full of intrigues. The plot twists are incredible. Also, there are dragons in this book, and you will find yourself really mesmerized by these different characters. You won't know who to root for. In a world of dreams and nightmares, one man's journey will change the fate of a city forever with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. It follows a pretty familiar formula that we have in adult fantasy, which is one of a misfit that is starting this quest to this mystery city, and there his destiny will be unfolded and fulfilled. But what we will see here is that this character, it's one, a truly cinnamon roll, but then two, there's a magic system involved here that it's truly different, and in essence is a tale of love, loss, and how unbreakable is the human spirit. In a world of ash and mist, where the sun never shines and darkness reigns, a hero will rise with the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. Probably the most known trilogy out of this list. You know that the hot magic system combined with how high the stakes are in this trilogy really make it a series rivaling a lot of other adult fantasy stories. The evil one has been ruling for hundreds of years, and now this group of people, it's planning a heist. I remember so vividly finalizing the first book in this trilogy, The Final Empire. I was mind blown, I was changed, I felt compelled to keep going, but at the same time, it drove me into a massive reading slump. And after concluding this whole trilogy, I started seeing things in a different way, and I believe this magic system has changed how I understand fantasy. Perfect for lovers of adventure, of cunning characters, of mysterious magic, as well as political political intrigues. In a city ruled by powerful merchant houses where technology and magic collide, a thief will uncover a dark conspiracy with the Founders Trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett. The perfect trilogy to blend fantasy, sci-fi, horror. It starts being a heist. It merges into an epic fantasy story with a tiny little bit of horror, and then it concludes with such a bang. The hard magic system, it's
outstanding.
in this world. There's people that has managed the ability of inscribing objects and compel them to do stuff. And the reason why this trilogy is at stakes with other adult fantasy, it's because the stakes are incredibly high. Characters are incredibly well crafted. They are misfits, and the choices that they will make are going to be really great. They're not going to be easy. The way in which the story is crafted, it's very engaging, and it's to me a little bit similar to The Lies of Locke Lamora. In a city of thieves and criminals where betrayal it's a way of life, a team of outcasts will come together for the ultimate thief in Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. We'll follow 6 different points of view as they plan and commit this incredible heist. These characters are kind of mean. They are members of a band, and each of them has a different skill set, but combining them, they will make an unforgettable team. The hardship that our characters will suffer in terms of how deep the relationships go between them, and also how challenging the situations are for them, was really mind-blowing. Very character-driven, but with an incredible pace that will keep the things going, as it is very adventurous. In a city plagued by darkness, violence breeds monsters, with this savage song by B.E. Schwab. There are 3 different types of monsters that can exist, and there are kind of like 2 ways in which this city is ruled to face these monsters, and we will have one of the characters living in one side and the other one in the other, and one of these characters is in reality a monster, and one of the most dangerous that can be created. He has the rare ability to be able to kill with his violin. It's true that in tone this duology resonates really young, but at the same time the world building that B. Schwab has created really made it a book worth an adult reader. I found this book really easy to read. I wanted always to know more. The characters are savage, they are really morally grey.
Please read it now.
In a world where magic doesn't exist, a girl discovers that she cannot die with Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Now, this book probably has the best prologue that I've read in my life. Beautiful but heartbreaking. This story will be a gothic tale that will be all about the vibes. It really has very beautiful descriptions, but everything will be blended with this mystery. And what our main character will need to unfold and how she will do it, it's what for me makes this book rival with other adult fantasies. For me, this is kind of similar to Half a Soul, but this is way darker. And we conclude with a story that is set in a world where the sea is ruled by deadly sirens and where blood is spilled and hearts are broken, and a fierce princess will rise up against their own with To Kill a Kingdom. The only standalone that I have in this list, and it's a fun quest to read with a lot of banter between the characters. And although I acknowledge that it's fairly predictable, the journey is what matters here, and that journey was both beautiful, was mysterious, and very funny. Really a quick read. It's very plot driven. If you're in a mood for quests with the sea vibes, you will really enjoy this. The young adult subgenre, it's making a comeback, and I think it's here to stay. Every year we're discovering more incredible titles, books that are really worth the read. I cannot wait to see what you're thinking. And if you want to keep seeing incredible fantasy standalones, I will link here a video where I'll go through 16 divided per moods.